Officially, Chrisean Rock has had enough. And supporters are in complete astonishment at what just happened. Following weeks of conflict, dubious actions, and backroom rumors, Chrisean finally lost it and threw himself at Jaidyn in a way that nobody saw coming. It was more than just a furious dispute. This was incredibly messy, explosive, and personal. Insiders claim that Jaidyn believed he could play games, causing turmoil and upsetting the plans Chrisean had been making for herself. He didn't anticipate, however, that Chrisean would arrive with unbridled vigor, unrestrained anger, and receipts that would expose the whole thing. To be clear, this is not a little quarrel. There are serious repercussions for what happened. Not just for Christians and for the whole circle around them, but not for Jaidyn. Fans are now dividing on social media, with some believing she has finally gone too far and others calling Chrisean to reel for exposing him. However, no one realized how much more twisted, dark, and profound the truth is. Because why Chrisean came for Jaidyn isn't the actual question. She was pushed over the edge by the startling secret she discovered. You won't look at either of them the same after hearing that, I promise. This isn't simply another arbitrary altercation between reality TV celebrities. This is the result of months or perhaps years of conflict, treachery, and unresolved issues. We must go back in time and examine the convoluted path that brought them both to this point in order to truly see why Chrisean Rock crashed into Jaidyn. Biting her tongue has never been Chrisean Rock's style. She established a reputation for being honest, unvarnished, and prepared to take on anyone who dared to criticize her as soon as she entered the public eye. Chrisean has always been unashamedly herself, whether it was arguing in public, going viral for wild fights, or fighting with her own family. She was either adored or despised by her devotees, but nobody could ignore her. Jaidyn is the strategist, the one who constantly hides in the background, pulling threads and watches the drama unfold while feigning to have clean hands. Jaidyn had been positioned near enough to the fire to feel its heat for a long time, but he had never been directly in the line of fire. Behind closed doors, insiders said he was a master manipulator, but he played the cool head. People understood exactly what it meant when the rumors that Jaidyn had messed up the stuff began to circulate. He wasn't merely mistaken, he went too far. A line with the name of a Christian inscribed on it. Okay? They have a lengthy history of conflict which exacerbates the situation. Okay? The mysterious Instagram posts, the dubious live streaming, and the back and forth. Sneak disses for months. Fans had watched the smoke grow. People kept posting Jaidyn's name in the comments whenever Chrisean went live, hoping she would make a mistake and mention him. Additionally, fans swore that every time Jaidyn said something, subtle or arrogant, it was a jab at her. Their rivalry was about power, not simply personal animosity. Each of them had their own fans, circles, and methods for asserting their superiority. However, people were constantly curious because of Chrisean's unadulterated energy and unpredictable nature. Jaidyn, however, thrived on authority. And everything went to the left when control faltered. One purported source claims that Jaidyn made a move that publicly and humiliatingly damaged Chrisean. He believed it to be a joke. According to the source, he believed she would not take any action. You don't mess with her name, her image, or her family, though, if you know Chrisean. Fans claim that this blow-up was unavoidable for precisely that reason. Chrisean was always on the verge of losing it, and Jaidyn's conceit would eventually send her over the edge. Social Chrisean gave clues weeks before this eruption, according to media receipts. Y'all think y'all slick? Play with me if you want. I'ma show y'all how real gets handled, she wrote in one Instagram story. Fans now interpret that post as a direct warning directed at Jaidyn, who was busy stoking the flames by liking shady remarks about Chrisean, reposting memes that made fun of her struggles, and even going live with thinly veiled shade about people who don't know how to handle their business. The fans weren't foolish. They knew exactly who he was referring to. This wasn't just gossip. It was a countdown to destruction. And the thing about Chrisean Rock is that once she decides to confront you, there's no stopping her. Blew up the moment Chrisean arrived and crashed Jaidyn. There were no cameras, scripts, or pre-planned drama. Just pure chaos. What's worse is that, according to several leaks, Jaidyn had been harboring a secret that was so damaging that Chrisean was prepared to risk everything to confront him face to face. This brings us to the breaking point, because the next phase of this story isn't just a confrontation, it's a full-scale war. Word spread like wildfire, and Chrisean Rock didn't just call Jaidyn out on live, they pulled up in person. It all started late at night when rumors started to circulate that Jaidyn, he had been running his mouth at a private kickback. According to multiple witnesses, he was boasting about how he had ruined Chrisean's life. What does that mean? Apparently, Jaidyn tampered with a bag Chrisean was supposed to get. Whether it was a hosting gig, a brand deal, or even something involving Blueface. However, the rumors were enough to make Chrisean angry. One insider claims that while she was looking through her phone, a direct message with screenshots of Jaidyn clowning her in a group chat appeared. The messages were vicious. She really thinks she's untouchable. I had to humble her, messed her whole thing up. Now, let's see her act tough when the truth comes out. When Chrisean went live a few minutes later, her tone was aggressive and her voice was trembling. "Y'all got me messed up," she said, pacing her living room while holding her phone. "Don't play with me," she screamed. "Stay away from my son. Don't mess with my life either. Jaidyn, I'm coming, so you had better be prepared." Shock emojis were used by fans to spam the chat, asking, "What happened? Is she referring to Jaidyn? Oh, it's up now." Chrisean was moving within an hour, and according to several witnesses, she pulled up to the exact location where Jaidyn was. Hanging out? What's even worse is that Jaidyn was also live. The door slammed open. The energy in the room flipped instantly, and before anyone could process it, Chrisean stormed in. The live chat went crazy, with thousands of viewers screaming. In real time, "Oh my God, she's there. This is crazy, y'all. Screen record this." Chrisean's voice cut through the chaos like a blade. "So, you think you can play with me? You think you can mess up my things and laugh about it?" Jaidyn attempted to brush it off. "Dude, you're tripping. No one cared about you, but Chrisean wouldn't have it." She sprang forward, grabbed the phone from him, and shouted his own words to the world. "Y'all see this? This clown is out here bragging about trying to ruin me. You think I must stay quiet? Nah, I must show you what happens when you cross me." The stream cut for a moment, and although people claimed the phone hit the floor, the audio continued to roll and shouting, swearing. And the sound of pure chaos reverberated through Dot. When the live stream resumed, the scene had completely changed. Chrisean was standing, chest heaving, and his eyes were blazing, while Jaidyn sat back in shock, clearly rattled. For the first time, he didn't look like the one in control. On live, Chrisean said, "You guys don't even know the half." In addition to accusing Jaidyn of ruining her agreements and allegedly providing her opponents with information in secret, this guy has been collaborating with folks who have been attempting to set me up, emailing screenshots and leaking conversations. He refers to it as messing up things. It's not just playing with me, though. It's everything, my entire family, my entire suitcase, everything. Who are you working with? Deeper than we thought. The comment section exploded, leaking information. Jaidyn, who was now visibly perspiring, attempted to deny it. "Dude, she's lying. Don't listen to her. She's making things up," he said, but the damage was already done because, at that moment, Chrisean pulled out her phone and flashed it, revealing what she said were direct messages between Jaidyn and a well-known industry blogger who had been disparaging her for months. The screenshots showed Jaidyn laughing about her difficulties, even sending private information about her problems behind the scenes, with one message purportedly saying, "Post that. Allow her to sink. She isn't worthy of the attention." Another, 1. This will permanently damage her reputation. The crowd was crazy. Even Jaidyn's own guys became uneasy, and fans went crazy on the internet. Hashtags like hashtag Chris Eves, Jaidyn, and hashtag She Got Receipts went viral right away. But here's the worst part. While everyone was still processing those DMAs, Chrisean hinted there was more. On live, she smirked through the rage, saying, "And if you think this is bad, wait till I drop the real proof. Do you think the world is going to see exactly who Jaidyn really is?" The room went silent, and the live cut came again, leaving fans screaming into the void. Because if Chrisean really has more proof, more leaks, and more dirt, then this wasn't just a fight. It was the start of an alt takedown. And if that's the case, then Jaidyn has no idea what's coming for him next. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok were in a complete meltdown after the video of her barging into Jaidyn's life went viral, garnering hundreds of thousands of views before the feed even concluded. One fan wrote, "This isn't a regular fight. Is the past?" Chrisean simply gave Jaidyn a live body. Another, "She actually brought receipts. Jaidyn should log off for good." The problem is that despite how awful those DMs appeared, they weren't the end of it. A few hours later, a mysterious Twitter account featuring the handle Rockris appeared. At first, people assumed it was just another fan page. But it soon began sharing screenshots that went even further than what Chrisean had shown live. The first post said, "Since Jaidyn wants to play, let's show the world who he really is." Attached were alleged messages between Jaidyn and a major PR firm, in which Jaidyn seemed to boast about sabotaging Chrisean's opportunities and allegedly offering dirt on her in exchange for influence and clout. Fans flooded the comments, saying, "Wait, so he was actually selling her out? This is worse than we thought." Chrisean was correct all along, and just as the drama seemed to be coming to a head, another bombshell appeared. A leaked voice memo surfaced, purportedly from Jaidyn himself. In the clip, a voice memo said, "If she keeps winning, I lose. The blog pages couldn't keep up. I have to shut her down before she takes over." That one line was enough to turn everything upside down. It sounded like strategy, not just pettiness. Insiders started whispering right away that this wasn't just a random feud, but deliberate sabotage. The most outrageous part was that sources said Jaidyn wasn't working alone. According to an anonymous insider, Jaidyn had been working with people very close to Blueface. People who allegedly didn't want Chrisean shining too bright on her own. According to an insider, Jaidyn wasn't acting alone, and leaked audio demonstrates a plan to silence her. Meanwhile, social media was divided, with half of the fans applauding Chrisean and praising her for exposing Jaidyn, while the other half questioned the veracity of the leaks. One particularly popular tweet said, "This all feels too perfect. Who is actually in charge of rock receipts? Is it even Chrisean?" And here's where the shocking reveal comes in, because late that night, Rock Receipts dropped one final post that sent the internet spiraling into chaos. The tweet said, "Y'all want to know who provided me the files? Do you want to know who has been emailing me all of Jaidyn's details? It wasn't a Chrisean thing. It was a member of his own social group." The fans were taken aback. She and Chrissy were not the source of the receipts. Someone close to Jaidyn, someone who wanted him exposed, was feeding them. Speculation erupted at once. Was it an envious friend, a resentful ex-partner, or worse, one of the individuals who were laughing with him live before Chrisean entered the room? Theories about TikTok went crazy. After the live show, a suspicious companion casually left. Jaidyn sighed, according to a breakdown posted by a creative with 500,000 followers. A family member who had had enough of the conduct, according to another. Then the greatest twist of all occurred. An obscured screenshot of a Cash App transaction was shared by the enigmatic account. The internet went utterly crazy when the caption read, "He wasn't just messing up her bag, he was getting paid to do it." All of a sudden, this was more than just a chaotic two-person drama. It was a fan setup, a betrayal, and a conspiracy. Fans pleaded for answers as the hashtags #paid2, sabotage, and hashtag has HJADING setup became viral. Jaidyn was being paid by whom? Why would he jeopardize everything? What else is concealed in this agreement? Following the leaks, Chrisean became silent, which only served to fan the flames. Hey, before she dropped the last hammer, folks thought. She was holding back and letting the internet do the hard work. Jaidyn's quiet was deafening as well. Didn't go live, post, or deny anything, all of which are equivalent to confessing guilt in the social media realm. Here's the catch, though. Another insider report hit the blogosphere just as the tempest was at its loudest, and everything was altered once more. Chrisean and Jaidyn weren't the only ones involved. This involved a whole industry network attempting to thwart her ascent. Jaidyn might be the smallest part of a much larger puzzle if that is the case. The way the public and industry responded made it 10 times more bizarre than the horrific revelations of the leaks and the narrative of the inexplicable crimes. This feud wasn't only trending within hours, was taking over every blog, every shade room post, and every feed. Hashtags like #JAIDDYNosed are examples of Twitter meltdowns. The hashtag sabotage and hashtag TENITE scandals quickly became popular globally. In a frenzy, fans were analyzing every moment of Chrisean's life and comparing it to the leaks. A popular discussion board said, "Let's break this down. Jaidyn got paid. He bragged about sabotaging. He's caught on audio, and now his OWN circle is leaking receipts. How do you come back from this?" Responses came in. Since day one, Chrisean has been the most genuine. You all continued to doubt her. This is more than simply a mess. This is illegal. I'm here for the snitch that someone in Jaidyn's camp made. Naturally, though, not everyone supported Christianity. Critics added their voices. You guys believe leaks too easily. Fake screenshots are possible. Where's the evidence? Why is Chrisean the victim every time? Perhaps she contrived this entire back-and-forth situation just to keep the drama going. Celebrity reaction increased as the quantity of arguments increased. Even merchandise began to appear, such as bootleg t-shirts that read Team Jaidyn versus Rock Nation. The scandal had evolved beyond just rumors. It was starting to take shape. The industry's anxiety was behind the public clamor. Yet industry whispers became more audible. PR insiders cautioned that lawsuits might result from this circumstance. Money actually changed hands to undermine an artist? That's not just messy, that's fraud. An unidentified individual told a blog. The tension reached a boiling point when Rock Receipts teased another drop with just one cryptic post. Y'all think this is over? We haven't even touched the biggest name yet. That single tweet lit the internet on fire, and everyone began wondering if Jaidyn wasn't acting alone. Rumors circulated that labels were quietly distancing themselves from Jaidyn, while others were secretly offering support to Chrisean, sensing she could come out stronger than ever. And why was a more well-known name being shielded for so long? The public was captivated, the industry was on edge, and Chrisean's silence was terrifying, powerful, and deafening all at once. Remember the anonymous account at Rock Receipts that had been leaking screenshots and voice notes? Well, they didn't just release another receipt. They released a shocking video that purportedly showed Jaidyn in a private conversation with a prominent industry manager. In the video, Jaidyn is heard saying, "Yeah, I'll make sure she doesn't get that slot, but y'all, I had best finish my cut. I'm not taking this risk lightly." The voice of the manager then replies, calm, almost sinister. "She isn't supposed to shine, so don't worry. She's not welcome there." Fans analyzed every syllable and every pause, trying to confirm the voices, replaying the clip hundreds of times after it was posted on Twitter. Some swore it was unquestionable, while others said it was edited. If it was real, it meant Chrisean wasn't just betrayed by Jaidyn. The industry itself was targeting her. Chrisean broke her silence shortly after. posting a chilling message to her Instagram story. "You guys think I'm scared? Nah, I'm just getting began." There was no explanation. No mention of Jaidyn specifically, just a warning, and that was enough to fuel the flames. Insiders speculated that Chrisean was planning to sue not only Jaidyn, but also the people behind him, while others said she was planning a full-fledged tell-all that would reveal the identities of all those who tempted to sabotage her. However, the speculation became so intense that even executives had to make denials. The silence from some camps only served to heighten suspicion. And the cliffhanger late last night at Rock Seats posted one final cryptic message. Tonight was just Act 1. One thing is certain though, this drama is far from over. And there you have it, family. The drama nobody saw coming, yet somehow it feels like we should have known it was inevitable. Chrisean Rock didn't just call Jaidyn out. She crashed his entire world, leaving us with more questions than answers. That one sentence transformed the feud from a messy betrayal into what fans are now calling the biggest industry conspiracy of 2025. This begs the terrifying question: if Jaidyn was only the pawn, who is the mastermind? And more importantly, how far will they go to ensure Chrisean never rises to the level they're afraid of? Dangerous than just two people fighting. It's about a whole system that may be scheming behind the scenes. But here's the real question. Do you think Jaidyn sold Chrisean out for money and power? Or do you think he's just being set up as the fall guy while the real puppet masters are hiding behind the scenes? Leave your thoughts in the comments section, because this debate is about to take over the world, and you need to make your voice heard. And don't get it twisted, this isn't over by a long shot. Because Rock receipts suggest that there may be more evidence, and Chrisean herself says she's only just getting started. We could be on the verge of one of the biggest exposes in music history. We'll be right here breaking down the next piece of evidence with all the raw, unfiltered truth you need. I promise. The next episode will make this one look like child's play. Stay locked in. The war has only just begun. Hey gun, conspiracies. Ari Wild. Imagine if the entire industry were forced into the spotlight. So, hit that like button if you want to see the next chapter unfold. Subscribe so you never miss a single shocking update.